In this video demonstration, we're going to talk about defining user classes via DHCP. And what I'm going to do on server A is go to the DHCP snap-in and maximize my window here, give myself some more screen real estate, adjust this over, double click my server name, go to IPv4, and I'm going to go to this 7 support scope that I had created earlier, expand that out so I can see all the details underneath that container. And what I'm going to do is make a new user class. So I'm going to right click on IPv4 and say define user class, and I'm going to say add, and the display name that I'm going to use for this will be Google DNS. And the actual ASCII portion that I'm going to use, so notice there's 3 columns here, there's ID, binary, and ASCII. So I'm going to click right underneath ASCII, so my cursor's blinking there, and I'm going to put in capital GOOG-DNS, capital DNS. And that is case sensitive, so make sure that you put it in just like that. And we're going to say OK, and then close. Now what we're going to do is we're going to define this custom user class for that Windows 7 support scope. So I'm going to right click on scope options and do configure options, click on the advanced tab, and I'm going to change this from the default user class to that Google DNS class that I just created. And then within this Google DNS class that I just created, I'm going to set that to use the DNS server of Google's DNS, which is 8.8.8.8. Add that in. It's going to validate the IP address and say OK. So pretty much what that means is that anybody utilizing this scope that has that user class defined, Google DNS, is going to get a special DNS server going to 8.8.8. The last thing that we have to do is give Windows 7 or give the ability to use that custom class that we just made. So let's go to Windows 7, and we are going to do a command prompt here. So let's open up a command prompt. And I'm going to clear this out. All right, and then we're going to type the command ipconfig /set class ID, and then whatever our local area connection is. I believe it's just local area connection. If not, I'll double check it. And then we're going to type that Google DNS. Again, that is case sensitive. Hit enter. It says no adapter is in the state permissible for this operation. Okay, well, let's double check and see if our adapter is in fact set that. Let's see, properties, make sure we are using DC. Well, we are. Okay. Well, let's do this then. Let's go double check what our adapter name is. Let's do ipconfig all. Let's see what our adapter name is here. All right. Okay, this adapter is actually called 2 server C, so I need to make it like that. So let's do this command again. Okay here. So let's do ipconfig set class ID to server C, and then Google DNS. All right. Give that just a minute. All right, and as you see, it says successfully set the DHCP class ID for it for the adapter to server C. So let's double check this. We're going to do an ipconfig all to make sure that we're using that 8.8.8.8 like we set it for. And as you see here, our DNS server is actually 8.8.8 because we are using that class. And notice it says my DHCP4 class ID is that Google DNS. So our settings were successful. That finishes the lab.